smoke the books.
The Lock Talk.
YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Jason from the Lock Talk, and let's talk about these 4 NBA playoff games today for April 29th. The month is almost over, and dude, if you watched my last video, I went crazy. We went 2-0. I gave you guys the Cavaliers and then the Rockets. I said plus 3.5. They covered. They only lost by 3. And the poll, again, once again lost. I think the poll now goes to, let me see. I don't know what the record is for the poll. Let me pull it up. I think the poll is now, 23-45, I think? Let me see. I'm going to have to post a new one. Oh, yeah, it's 23-45. See, this is what everyone picked the Warriors last night. But the Rockets won. Even when the line moved, I did say in my premium chat, you could take the Rockets plus 4. If it goes to 5.5, I love that. And obviously, they covered both of them. So, guys, let's try to go 4-0 on these videos right here. If you want more picks just like this, go down to the comments down below. I put a pinned comment for a 2-day free trial. I lost my last 2 free plays that I gave it on my Instagram, so I do feel real bad. And I want to show everyone that we're here to crush it, man. I keep it transparent, man. I didn't have a good day yesterday. MLB, I lost by a half run, a run, and then NBA, I had Davion Mitchell prop. Cavaliers blew them out the water so bad. He still played major minutes and got pretty close, even though the team did terrible. I think the team only scored like 60 points. So it just shows, man, sometimes you go through setbacks, but you bounce back, and that's what you got to do, man. So let's go crush the books today. And if you guys want to keep on seeing me coming up here and drop these plays, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to just go talk straight into it, man. Nothing else. Let's go. First game on the board, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I didn't even know it was this early, but the Milwaukee Bucks against the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers, man, look, they got them on the fence right now, man. I mean, so the Indiana Pacers, they are, I believe, 3-1. So with a win over here tonight, it will end the series. And obviously, look, the biggest injury on the board for sure has to be my man Damian Lillard. He's out for the rest of the season. He tore his Achilles, man. I think his career is done, honestly. He's old. But with that being said, I think without him, I don't think the Bucks have the guard play to compete against this Pacers team. Man, look, I mean, besides the Heat, which unfortunately for the Heat, they just got a tough draw. They played the Cavaliers, who I think they're gonna go. I've been saying this from the beginning of the year. The Cavaliers are gonna go all the way. They're designed to beat the Celtics, and then after that, who they face, it could be a lot of teams, but I do think the Cavaliers are by far the best team from A to Z. I think they could go all the way. But with that being said, I'm saying that to say Milwaukee Bucks are probably the worst defense in the playoffs right now. But that's because the Pacers offense has been absolutely, tearing up teams, bro. I mean, they've been one of the best offenses, the best offense right behind the Cavaliers. And their defense, not the best. Their defense is probably like middle tier among all the other playoff teams. But I just don't think without Lillard that the Bucks have enough to win this game. The question now is, do they cover? I don't know, man. Look, they have Kevin Porter Jr. They have a few guys that maybe could make some noise. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the lineups real quick because I don't really think, let's just take a look. Kevin Porter Jr., he's a starting point guard. I mean, he might be good for props. Maybe you got to take a look at that, where his lines are. But did Gary Trent, Kuzma, I mean, who do they have that's a real threat to this Pacers team? I mean, the only threat they have is Giannis and maybe Bobby Portis off the bench. Indiana, I mean, they'll have everyone. Mathurin looks like he's a game-time decision, but even then without him, Nembhard, Nesmith, Halliburton, Pascal, Miles Turner, then you got other guys off the. I mean, the team is pretty stacked, more stacked in my opinion than the Bucks. I've said it from the beginning. I don't think the Bucks are deep enough to make a run in the playoffs, especially without Lillard, who I'm a huge fan of personally. But I think as a team player, I mean, I don't think he's that great for like a team stats. As an individual player, he's very good, especially in his prime. But it's very clear without him, they cannot get the offense going. Giannis needs that number 2 guy to really, work with him to get the offense going. But I say that to say, I don't know, man. I could definitely see another double-digit loss for the Bucks. Everyone and their mother is on the Pacers, which, look, man, I'm not going to lie. I think it kind of makes sense. I mean, the Pacers, the Bucks have not shown that without Lillard that they can get anything done. And that the only game that they did win was with Lillard. The other games when Lillard was out, they lost. So they got beat down. So, yeah, man, I'm probably going to skip this game. But for the sake of the video, I mean, I think the best way to maybe play it, I do think we can see possibly an over in this game. I think this will be another fast-paced game. Both teams are playing at a very fast pace. In terms of the pace, Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee, I mean, they're playing with each other, so they'll obviously play with the same pace. But they played at the fastest pace in the playoffs so far. We take a look at the line movement. Line opened up at, let's see, 226. Now it's gotten beat down all the way to 222. I think it's because people believe that without Lillard, they cannot get the offense going. I think the Bucks will get some offense going. Kevin Porter Jr. is good. Obviously not the same level as Lillard, but I think they're going to try to play at that fast pace. If you do not know, Kevin Porter Jr. used to play with Jalen Green. I used to bet on both him and Jalen Green when they were both on the Rockets. They were absolute money machines because no one could ever really price their props that well. But I'm just saying that because he's very offensive minded. He's the point guard. Is he the star player? No. But I think both these guys, both the Bucks and the Pacers will continue to play at this very fast pace. I continue to believe that, look, the Pacers, their defense is okay. But I think the Bucks will probably still lose. I don't know if they lose by double digits or not, but I definitely have this number capped at an 8. So this line is really right there. 8 or 7.5. I think really 7.5 is where I have this line. So is there some value with the Bucks? Maybe. But given the injuries, the situation, I'd rather go with the over. Maybe you get 221.5 if this line keeps on moving down. Then betting on either side. I do think the Pacers do win, but I don't know if they blow them out completely though. That's the thing. But yeah, it's a tough game though. I think the Pacers end the series, they win, but maybe you have a high scoring, fast paced game and they win by 7 points. I think I could definitely see that happening because I have this line capped at a 7. All right, guys, game number 2. And this is a game I'm the most excited about because I am from New York and I want to see my Knicks win. But obviously, I'm objective, bro. I will say this though: the last 2 plays I've given out on this game have all been Knicks, and I've won all of them. I guess the only other one I did lose was I wanted to stop doing props. I wanted to do a side, and I bet Cat, and that was the only game Cat scored 10 points. Every other game after that, he's been absolutely dicing these teams. But let's take a look at where the money's at. It looks like a lot of people are putting their money on the Pistons, bro. I think a lot of people think the Pistons won that game, or they should have won, and they should have gotten the call at the end. Look, if you're complaining about the call, I'll say this. The referee was terrible the entire game. The Pistons will have never been able to come back if they didn't call, if they would have been calling those fouls that they were giving on the third quarter. The Pistons would have gotten blown out. I'm telling you guys right now. And Brunson got hurt, and then the fourth quarter they came back and beat the life out of the Pistons and won outright. Yeah, can you say the last call should have been a foul? Yeah, man. I mean, Pistons probably would have gotten the foul, and I believe Tim Hardaway, a professional basketball player, probably would have made all the free throws. But look, I think this game is where it all ends, bro. I think the Pistons, they are very good. I love Cade Cunningham. I love Jalen Duren. They have made me so much money betting on their props. I bet on the side of the Pistons so many times first half. I mean, Pistons for the past 3 years have been a money machine for me. I barely bet the Knicks, actually, but there have been times I think there was a trend. Maybe it was 4 years ago. Knicks at home at the first half was a blowout winning trend. But look, man, I think the Knicks are just the better team all around, bro. I don't think they have the better coach. I think Thibodeau's a scrub. The guy should get fired. Hopefully they hire Mike Malone regardless of what happens in this series or in the playoffs, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Knicks are not going all the way. The Knicks will lose the next round. Maybe if not, they'll lose in the finals against somebody. So they're gonna beat the Pistons, bro. I'm not very confident, but I do think the Knicks have all the tools, bro. Like, even if Brunson cannot step up and carry this team, Cat, Miles Bridges, OG, even to a certain extent, the scrappiness of heart, I think they're better everywhere. And also, even though people don't think it's a big deal, I think if Isaiah Stewart is out, that's big. They need the biggest edge the Pistons have had has been the rebounding. And if he's out, even though they have been out rebounding the Knicks, that's a big out for them, bro. But I think he's going to come back today. That doesn't change my thoughts on it. I think the Knicks should win this game. They've been beating down the Pistons in many of these games. And hey, look, but the Pistons have been scrappy, though. So do they deserve to be 5.5-point favorites is the big thing, though. And that's where I get a little skeptical in terms of playing or making a play for this game, because I do think the Knicks win, but I think 5.5 points is a lot. I think I have this game very similarly to that Rockets and Warriors game. I have this game more capped at a 2.5, regardless of where they play, right? So I think if the Knicks play at home, they should be 3 to 2.5-point favorites, and the Pistons the same thing, 2 to 3.5-point favorites. I think they were 2.5 or 3-point favorites in their last game, but I don't think the Knicks deserve this big of a spread. So in terms of the video, right, over under, I think this line's very good. I don't think there's any advantage, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I think the Knicks win, bro, but I don't know if they win by 7 points, 6 points. 5.5 is right there. I mean, it got past the key number 3.5, and it's still below that key number of 7, where the reason why the 7 is a key number is because if you're up by 7, and maybe not in a playoff game, but usually in a regular game, 8 to 7 points, like the teams usually give up. If there's not enough time, teams give up, and usually you can cover that number. And so you have like a 7.5 or 8. Those are good spreads to take as dogs, because even if the other team's up by 7, 8, you can still cover that number because they'll just stop playing. But 5.5 is a little bit different. If you're up by 6, the team will still try to win even if there's like 10 seconds left. So 5.5 is tough, bro. I do think, again, I think there's value with Detroit. I totally understand that. I think Detroit, they are a scrappy team. They definitely can keep the game close, and they've shown time and time again that they can stay in it, man, and they can come back with the refs or not. So for the sake of the video, I do think full game, 5.5 points is too much. If it gets to 6, I definitely would lean with the Pistons. I think that, again, this is a 3-point spread game. This is way too many points in my opinion. And I'd say for the side of the video, I'd lean with the Pistons, but I'm probably gonna make some type of play with the Knicks. I do think the Knicks win, though. I think the Knicks are gonna win this game. They're gonna finish off the Pistons here in MSG, and they're gonna move on to that next round. Cade Cunningham and this Pistons team will be a huge threat in the years to come. They are very, very good, but these need one more like veteran piece. That's kind of what the Knicks need. They need some other type of star player, and they got that with Towns, and they got some veteran pieces with like Mikal Bridges, and then future stars like OG. So I mean, Pistons need something like that, and I think next year or maybe in 2 years they will be a playoff and championship winning contending team. I'm gonna say it right here, but I think for the sake of like where the math is and the numbers are, I got Detroit +6, +5.5 as the value here. But I do think the Knicks win. Let me just mark that off. I don't like this. I just hope the Knicks blow them out, though. I hope the Knicks blow them out. But hey, you gotta be objective. But I don't bet with my emotions. I bet with my brain and what I see. And I think this is too many points, to be honest. But we'll see if the Knicks can put the nail in the coffin, man. And all right, guys, look, we're halfway there. We got 2 more games left to talk about. And please, if you've been listening this long, hit the subscribe button and leave a number 8 down in the comments. I'm going to be more active on YouTube. I'm going to post my vlogs very soon and post some more content on here, man. I enjoy coming up here and speaking freely. And you guys can see my thoughts on these games. And hopefully you can make some winning plays with it. All right, guys, the next game, I really don't want to talk about this game because I feel like there's not that much to talk about. It's very clear that the Orlando Magic don't have anything for the Celtics team. Very similar to the Heat and Cavs, except I think the Cavs are more vicious and more dangerous than the Celtics. I think the Cavs are deeper than the Celtics. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to lay this many points with the Celtics. Even though, look, the Celtics, have they been covering this number? No, they haven't covered this number the last 3 times they played this Magic team. They are playing at home. But the Celtics don't really cover that big of numbers at home, bro. I mean, they're much better covering on the road than at home. If we take a look, their home covering rate, let's see, I don't know, at the spread, 40% cover rate at home, away, 56%? That's just because they get way too many points. Do I think the Celtics win this game? Yes, I think the Celtics win this game. I guess I've kind of been saying that for all the favorites, but I think the Celtics win this game. I think there's too many points. I think this game should be an 8 to 9 point game. Getting 11.5 points, I guess the books are proning in that the teams just want to end the series. And I guess the Celtics can end this series, bro. terms of the injuries, Jaylen Brown's a game time decision. Drew Holiday looks like he's out, but let me look at another site. Yeah, Drew Holiday's still out. Jaylen Brown, he's a GTD. But I imagine if he can play, they're gonna want him to play because they're gonna want to end this game, and it's ended soon, so they can get rested up. They don't want to continue on with this series. They don't have to. But with that being said, look, in terms of like defensive rating, Boston Celtics right below the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they've been playing at a pretty slow, the slowest pace in the NBA for the playoffs. Celtics and the Magic. Obviously, it makes sense. They're playing each other, so they're gonna have the same pace. But in terms of the over/under, 198.5. I don't know. I think I would lean over again in that one. But in terms of the side, I think there's too many points for the Magic. I think again, this game should be a 9 to 8.5 point game. So I'll side with the Magic plus 11.5. But I do think, I guess it's a fucking theme, but I do think the Celtics, they get the job done and win outright at home. They move on to that next round, but I don't think they're going to – I think – do we think it's going to be like the Heat and Cavs? I don't know. I think the Magic have a lot more fight than this Heat team for some weird reason. But and I also don't think the Celtics are as good as the Cavaliers, man. And I don't think even if they wanted to, they could put that pressure. They're both the Cavs and the Celtics are very similar. They have big dudes and they have everyone that can shoot threes. And they can play good defense and put a pace, and they could, if they want, like put a lot of pressure on you on the offensive side with with that insane 3-point shooting volume. But I do think the Magic, even though their offense, kind of like the Heat, have been very lackluster. It's kind of stepped up. I mean, Banchero's obviously been a huge star. He's something that the Heat don't have. They don't have that number one guy. Maybe you could say Tyler Hero, but he's not at the level of Banchero, in my opinion. And his sidekick, Franz Wagner, can do it too. And they have some other guys that, time and time again, they can step up, like Cole Anthony, even Wendell Carter, time and time can try and step up. But yeah, I think this is, again, I had this line capped at a 9 to 8.5 point game. So I would lean with the Magic, and I would lean with the over in this game. And those would be where I would go for this one. The stats wise, man, I mean, Celtics, again, better on paper. I just think at home they get too many points to cover, and they will end up winning, but just not covering a big spread like this. And at least in the last 3 games, they haven't been able to do so. And with a team as a wounded animal like the Magic, I think they know they're done, but I think they'll put up a fight. But again, hey, you saw what that Heat game, what happened, man. Damn. There's levels to this, though, so we'll see. And all right, the last game on the board, I guess I would say the Bucks game and then the Magic game have not been competitive. But this one, these two, the Detroit Pistons and the Knicks and the Clippers and Nuggets, these will be very competitive. And this one, I think the series is tied, I believe. Let's see. Where's the series? The series is 2-2. So this is a big momentum shifter. Obviously, the Nuggets are at home back in Denver. That's huge. The Clippers needed to win that last game if they really wanted to secure a chance to win this entire series. But Nuggets got back their home court advantage. And now, look, it's a pick'em game. I think this is a perfect spread. I don't see an advantage anywhere. Over under, again, I think it's a very sharp number. I think truly this game is a pick'em game. However, I would say, I don't know if I would make the Denver Nuggets dogs, but look, Denver Nuggets, look, Jokic has stepped it up. Jokic has definitely stepped it up. He had an amazing game last game. Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., even though he's hurt, Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, even without Westbrook, this team has done very good. It looks like Westbrook might play. So you guys can see Michael Porter Jr., he's a game time decision, but I imagine he plays. So I don't think there's huge injury changes in this one. But look, the Clippers, they had these games, man. They are a very good team. Obviously, they have a lot of experience. It's just really they have to stop turning the ball over. That's what happened in that last game. The turnovers were really bad. They weren't really able to get in their rhythm. And the Nuggets were just draining those threes, man. I mean, Jokic is a problem. They have to double team him. And guys like Gordon, Porter, Murray were just taking those shots, man, getting the rebounds. And look, I think if they're going to want to win this game, Kawhi's going to have to step it up. So let's go. I'm going to take a look and show you guys Kawhi. Let's see how he's been doing, because I want to show you guys how he's. So last game, right? He scored 24 points, 21. 39 is the one that they blew him out. They still won this game, but obviously, like, other guys stepped it up. But yeah, this one, he didn't play as well as he should have, man. Even like on the other stats, I mean, he did get over with his rebounds, but I think if they want to win this game, Kawhi is going to really have to step it up. He needs to have 30-plus points, in my opinion. He needs to really take this team with the reins and win this game. Again, it was a close game last game, bro. They could have won. The Clippers could have won that game. And I think in this one, just like when he lost, I think it was this one that was very close. I think he's going to step it up once again. I think he will take control, get the ball. So I do also like his props, but I do think I like the Clippers to win this game outright, and then they'll find out if they can close the show. But I got the Clippers money line. I don't know if I mean, you could look at some other books, but let's take a look at the money line because it's basically a pick 'em. Looks like the public money is a lot of it's on the Clippers. But hey, look, I don't care, man. I think the Clippers I still think they're the better team. I think they have the better defense. And I think they just got to step up the rebounding and have Kawhi take control. And I think Kawhi, he knows this is the end of his prize playoff run. He probably wants to get another chip. And I think he's going to step up in this game. He did it last time when he underperformed, in my opinion. And I think he's going to outperform in this game here tonight. Give me the Clippers money line. If you really want to avoid 10 cents, I would say you could do spread. But I think the money line's better. Give me the Clippers money line. I think the Clippers win outright in this game. And guys, if you've been enjoying this content, man, please put a number 8 down below. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Good luck.